My daughter, my husband and I lived in Fairfield, Connecticut. We had a perfect life and everything, and she was 3 years old. She just turned 3, and she was playing with him in the bedroom. And I heard her hit her head, and I went running in, and he was on the ground, and he had died of a heart attack. After a year and a half, I saw that I could start breathing again, and that I felt okay, and I said, Costa Rica. And we moved here sight unseen with a cat, and declawed cat, and my daughter, and a microwave. We moved down here 20 years ago. My name's Jennifer Rice, and I'm the president of Kids Saving the Rainforest. Kids Saving the Rainforest, it was really cool. It wasn't like anything that was planned out. When she was 9 years old, she asked to set up a roadside stand. And I said, okay, you can do that. And so she painted rocks with her friend because we didn't have any toys down here. We were really in the jungle. No phones, no TVs, nothing. We were really excluded from the outside. She and her girlfriend started making money, and they were 9 years old, and they were like thinking that there was a purpose that they should be accomplishing. They saw the rainforest being cut down all around them. And she said, I saw somewhere that you can save an acre for $40 in Costa Rica. And I took them over to see the land they had saved. They couldn't tell us whether it had been for administration costs or where exactly the money had gone. It didn't really get 4 acres of land. And these 9-year-olds were devastated. So on the way back, it was a 4-hour drive, I said, what can you do to change it? And we came up with the idea of them creating an organization where nothing like this would ever happen to another kid. Where any money donated by kids, we could tell where that money was. So we set up a nursery, and we started growing trees. Every time someone adopted a tree, we put the name with the tree, and then when we replanted it out in the rainforest, we put their plaque with that. And so that went along really well. And then they started saying, well, let's see if we could sell more things. So we did that, and I set up a little store for them, and that's how the Kids Saving the Rainforest store started. We were making $25,000 a year from this store. It was the two of them making things on Saturday. And I said, you need to have a name that explains the organization. And we came up with Kids Saving the Rainforest. It just kept expanding, and then 2 more friends joined, and then 6 more friends, and then it became really big, and we started a camp. And so it was a camp to teach kids about the rainforest, teach them about its destruction, and then empower them to save it. In year 2000, some people came to us and said, the titi monkeys, there were between 900 and 1,200 in the world, those titi monkeys were endangered. The only subspecies lives all in this area, okay, the gray cap. And there were so few left that the UN declared them on the critically endangered red list in 1997. So we knew that we were running out of time, because once they get past a certain point, you can't save them. So we started saving them, and these people came to us and said they wanted to put up monkey bridges for these monkeys because there were electrocutions from the electrical wires, and they were getting hit by cars. And some troops could not get to each other because they were across the street and they were afraid to cross, so there was inbreeding going on. So they said, we've been trying to make monkey bridges, which are these blue ropes. We started whenever we heard where there was an electrocution or a monkey being hit by a car, we would go and we would put that up. And we got permission with the electrical company to do it, and we set up a partnership with them. And it's been amazing how much it's helped, because we're up to 3,700 titi monkeys now of this subspecies. And I mean, they're right outside right now. They're everywhere. I mean, it's great. I'm just so excited. We planted 6,800 trees. And that's really helped too, because what we do is we plant trees that give them passage, give them a place to sleep, and also grow things that they can eat. And we just planted 305 breadfruit trees. All the trees get planted where they need to be planted. Wherever we need a corridor, let us know and we'll come plant the trees there. So we would go to everybody's area so that we're making a biological corridor and we're making corridors for them to pass. 13 years ago today, some kids came in and tried to sell us a baby sloth that they had found nearby here, caught up in barbed wire with ants all over it. And they knew we were Kids Saving the Rainforest, so they brought it to us. And they said, do you want to buy this? And we said, we don't buy animals because that's encouraging the poaching trade. But if you need us to take care of it, we'll learn how. And that was how we started rescuing animals. And that was our first one, little Buddy. And since then, we're rescuing now 120 different wildlife a year. And it's 26 different species that we rescue. We have all this wildlife we take care of. Some we have to euthanize. Some can't ever be released. So what we do is we created a sanctuary. There are animals in our rescue center that cannot be released. But we wanted to give them a chance to tell our story, which is Kids Saving the Rainforest. So we wanted to have an educational center where we could teach kids about the rainforest, its destruction, and empower them to save it no matter where they live in the world. And the educational center would be with live animals that can never be released. We have a volunteer center, a 3-story volunteer center, where we house volunteers, and volunteers actually are a fundraiser because the volunteers understand that part of the money that comes in goes to support the organization. It's exciting that we're given new opportunities to help the rainforest. I mean, we've got sustainable gardens out there. We just got 28 chickens because the animals eat a lot. We have 34 monkeys and it costs us a fortune. So we now supply our own eggs to the volunteers and to the monkeys. We've allocated $30,000 for a new enclosure, and it's going to be an enclosure that's like 3 stories high, and it's going to be a mini rainforest. And we're going to have all the trees that are native to the environment and that grow the fruit that the animals will be eating. We're only using wildlife in that enclosure that can cohabitate without being predatory. I'm studying monkeys and how monkeys need to live in enclosures that aren't in the wild. 70% of monkeys in the wild of their time is used foraging. They're very smart. We have to keep them occupied and not be bored. It was like one of the best days of my life, watching these monkeys, Georgia and Darwin. One is a spider and one is white-faced. Like, we filled up a bottle with water and put in one of their favorite foods, which is a palm oil nut. And she could see it. And she tried everything to get it. I mean, she was jumping up and down. She was pounding it. She was trying to open it. And 20 minutes of pure entertainment for us, but pure entertainment for her. And then she managed to bite through. So she had a string of water. When she'd hit it, the water would come out. So she got very fascinated with that. Georgia, our white-faced monkey, she loves, in my mind, like a little kid to play music, which grates on everyone's nerves but that child. And she pounds with rocks and pounds like crazy. And I think it's very cool that she's doing that. So I want to encourage it in better ways. And so this is very exciting for me. As we raise funds, then we can hire more people so that I can be a more creative process involved in this.